Good day everyone, it's Cadepity here. Welcome to another video. In this video, I am sharing with you 10 simple ways to improve your Minecraft build. Now you might be thinking, yeah, there's been 184 different videos of this kind. That's right, I am making one from my point of view. Whether you started playing Minecraft 15 years ago or yesterday, you will encounter sometime or have encountered when you need to build. For some people, you don't really care and you think, hey, I'm just gonna build a 5x5 dirt house and live in it to survive from mobs. Others think, whoa, this is creative freedom. I'm gonna build the greatest house of all time. And then it turns out it looks very much like the dirt house just using spruce. Now, how can you improve your ways to build in Minecraft? A very, very simple way to start is go into creative. Using creative gives you a lot of freedom in deciding blocks, coming up with new ideas, following tips and tricks, and then whenever you feel comfortable, you can implement it into your survival world. Or you can do like some people and just stay in creative. It doesn't really matter. When you've gotten to that point, it's easier to plan out your build beforehand before you start building because then you might get lost in it. One way to plan a build is draw it up like this with wool. Another way is to use a mod like Litematica. In Litematica, you can copy builds from your creative world and paste them into your survival world, and then just follow with the steps along. Once you've started planning and you've decided on what shape you want, you might want to consider what blocks you want to use. This is a very common thing called color theory or block palette, or a lot of people talk about color theory. It's just use blocks that fit good together. For some people like me, I have decided to go with gradients, going from dark up to a little brighter, or going from bright to a little darker, or using blocks that are pretty much the same thing but have different textures. For this, it's two different colors technically, but together they come out pretty well. So once you've decided on what your shape is going to be, decide on what blocks you want to use, and from there try and spread the blocks out in a way maybe that's a gradient or a texture. This I would consider a half gradient, half texture kind of build. Here is another example of a gradient. This time I have built a tower and I have gone from extremely dark, pitch black because of the lava, all the way up a little brighter. But then there are some areas in this build, if we back up, there's a bit of a shadow effect. Now what I have done is, in the brighter areas, like this at the top of the tower, I have decided to go where I was here, back, and put them under these overhang areas, like here too. This creates a very simple shadow effect from afar and makes your build look slightly more realistic. Also, don't be afraid to use blocks you've never used before. Add vegetation, add different shades and colors, try and use many different blocks. Don't overdo it. Sometimes you can do it too much and it becomes very, very cluttered and you don't really know where to look. So, plan out your build. Choose a block palette that fits the theme of your build. Once you've chosen a block palette, it's time to start building. One very important thing of it is definitely don't be afraid to use blocks you've never used. As you can see here, I have used black glazed terracotta. I have never used black glazed terracotta, but I thought it would fit the vibe of having lava. Also, lava is very hot. If you put campfires under lava, oak comes out, and then you have an effect like Minecraft is alive. So I assume you have completed your first build, but now you have stumbled across another difficult task. Interior. In front of me, I have a few examples of what you can put inside of your base. In my opinion, there is no wrongdoings in interior. Just like your own house, it's what you feel you like based on what you feel. If you like having bookshelves and just chests and an enchanting area, that's fine. If you want more realism, bravo. You will have a extremely big chest monster outside of your base. So, you want something very simple. You want a lamp. Well, look no further than the end rod and the lantern. Whoa, what's this? We just teleported to a server. Now we're inside of the Internals SMP server, and in the Internals SMP server, I have created a lamp with the end rod, but instead with a redstone lamp mini block. To get mini blocks, you could either download mods, or if you're on a server, there is a data pack where wandering traders will have different types of mini blocks that you can use in your builds. Here is a very simple yet very beautiful lamp that actually emits light is the end rod and the redstone lamp mini block. Vegetation inside of your base is also very important. Here we use a large decorated pot, a flower pot, a dead bush, and then some leaves. Minecraft's normal leaves are very square, so if you want to make your leaves look just a bit better, you can download better leaves. It's a very nice texture pack which improves your leaves immensely and makes them look a lot more filling. Here is another example of using a stripped spruce wood with some signs around it, a flower pot, a fern, and the same leaves but stacked twice to make a smaller tree. Here's the table. It's 3 trapdoors. You make it like this. It's very simple. Whoa, armor stand, like a clothing hanging thing. But it looks so weird. I don't want it to be like there, but I have this here. What am I supposed to do? You move it. You move it. That's right. You just moved it. You just placed an armor stand next to a table. This is not supposed to work, but you just did it with the magic of redstone. Congratulations, you have now started learning redstone. Well, you want to move on to your kitchen area. You want a table and chairs. These are, in my opinion, the most good looking chairs and the most simple chairs to make, using a bamboo slab, a bamboo door, and a bamboo trapdoor. I can't. Fantastic. And simple table scaffolding. Now you're wondering what these pickles are. They are mugs or glasses. Not looking glasses, but glass of, you know what I mean. Drink glass. Glass of drink. It's the closest thing we have to mugs. So that's what we use. Okay, so you have built all of these things like I have, and you're thinking, this looks very weird. Well, why don't I show you a kitchen? So here I've built up a very simple kitchen. This is more than enough for most of your builds when it comes to interior if you don't want to overdo it. If you want to overdo it, you can add more different things like a beer barrel thing with a tap, a sink using some stairs and a tripwire hook, or, you know, you could also add the flower we were talking about, or the tree. This is very simple, yet if you make this, your building will be a lot better than just having 4 furnaces and a double chest. What looks better? You decide. What is more convenient? Well, actually, you have a lot more storage in this building. You have 3 barrels, or you have 6 bookshelves where you can actually store enchanted books, and you have a water source for your brewing, just like that, and you have 2 blast furnaces. And your kitchen looks pretty cool. Now you're probably noticing how the night decides to come around every so often. It's because I was a dum-dum when I created this world. But you have started your interior, you have finished it, and now you are looking for some light sources. Well, look no further than the budget chandelier. It's a chain with a slab with trapdoors and lanterns. Or maybe you're a fancy pants, and whoa, this is a very common chandelier. It's the first time I've built it personally, but I did what most people do. I looked up a YouTube video. I can't remember which one it was, but most people use a chandelier like this. From afar, it looks even better. Up close, it looks alright, but it emits a lot of light and looks pretty cool in a nice, rich build. So we have created our house, we have created our interior, and now it's time to go outside. Well, we've used up some logs to build our house, and we got some left. You can put them up in a pile like this and have some things over it which protect it from not rolling around. Very simple. It's using rails and just normal oak logs, and you place them like this and do this. Very simple. Maybe you want some lanterns or some light outside of your house, or you're creating a village. You want to go more medieval, no lanterns. You can have a campfire with some fences, a hopper, not a dropper, some walls, a fence, and chiseled stone bricks, if that's what you want. You could also change this up and use dark oak fence, you could use some cobblestone walls, or you could use a lodestone, and you can make it a bit of an angle, add a grindstone, and then add a lantern. Now this looks more official, while this looks more budget. Maybe this is Rome and this is Kattegat. I don't know. Oh, what's this? We're going back to the interior, or maybe this is a blacksmith's area. So we have two very simple swords. First using an end rod with chains, the next one using a lightning rod with chains. There are ways to make them not float. As you can see, they are floating. You can either do this, which makes it look a-okay, or you can also use armor stands with pistons, which I was trying to do, but maybe they have nerfed it or some patched it in Minecraft. It was a while ago since I tried it, and I can't get it to work. So if you do know, maybe help out some of the other people in the comments. I just destroyed my own work. So you're a little further away from your village now, and you've stumbled across a nice beautiful rock that you want to transform. So you transform it using some natural blocks, some stone, some mossy stuff, and inside of the stone you've created a sword. This sword uses a end rod with a candle. Now you can see this ends up like this. Simply enough, what you want to do is you want to first place your end rod there, second end rod there, place back your stone, and then place the black candle on top. So you're thinking, that's it, right? We're done? No more tips and tricks? Not exactly. My final tip and trick, and everything in between, is take inspiration from others. There is nothing wrong with watching your favorite YouTuber and thinking, hey, that looks really cool. Copy it. You can't own a building in Minecraft. It's a game where most buildings were taken from other people and have lived on in that way and adapted. So you may take inspiration from someone like Good Times with Scar, but you throw in an own twist on it, and eventually you created your own type of building. I know I am one of many people who have made a video like this, but one thing I will recommend is every single video you see that has something to do with build tricks or tips, watch them. Eventually, if you combine all of them together, where unfortunately most of them, even my own video, will have a lot of the same stuff, try and really take it to heart and copy. There's nothing wrong with copy and pasting. I hope these tips and tricks will help you out in the long run. If you have any questions or any ideas or any suggestions, or you want to help someone out, then by all means, jump down into the comments and start a conversation. Until then, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one.